Hey guys, I realize that some of you guys don't follow along in the Facebook group, so I thought, well, different video today just for show and tell. So that's my latest iteration of my FSC. So I got the Emf stock installed on here. With the tank kind of where it's supposed to be in this particular stock, the PWR stock. My idea was it was kind of going to be sort of like a bullpup style. It's ready to go. The issue that I've run into is getting the right size hose to link the tank to the marker. I need to go with braided hose. I can't use macro line. Macro line, I always find the fittings tend to leak. There's a little O-ring inside those macro fittings that it just dries up too easily. I've had too many errors with that. So braided line it is, and braided line is not that flexible. So getting this distance or length just right is critical, and I think I have it. So today I'm just going to fire off a few rounds with HPA and CO2 because I am going to tear this down to do sort of the final assembly. Yeah, so that's what that guy looks like. It's got the donkey tip on it. Currently I'm running a 6.83 rifled barrel. I know that's not ideal, especially for the rounds I'm going to shoot, which are the the 9.9 gram hybrid Canada Riot balls. These do best in a 6.84 or even a 6.82 smooth bore if you can find it. But the 6.83 rifled with the donkey tip and this fatal comp on here, as you can see, they go together beautifully. So I have options. I have a barrel hone that I may try and remove the rifling from this 6.83 and make it hopefully a 6.84 smooth, or I may try and find some shaped projectiles in a appropriately sized bore for this barrel to try. But for now, I'm just running it as is. Rifled with round ball, it's just not ideal. So this one has a Vkssk air chamber installed using my method with the spacers. I'll just do a quick disassembly here because I can't use this tank. Obviously, I just explained I don't have the hose yet. Well, the hose is here, but I haven't installed it yet. So how I did this, so there's your stock, is I used a Ninja ultralight aluminum bonnet cap for one of their Ninja bottles, one of their SHP or ultralights. Actually, the SHP have a brass one, and I wanted to keep it sort of lighter weight. Originally I started with brass. It worked fine, but I found out they had aluminum ones, so I went with aluminum. So this is how I managed that. So you can see there's the bonnet, and this is actually a Lapco a Lapco barrel. I have so many barrels, some worked, some didn't, and I decided, well, I'm gonna sacrifice one, because it turns out the muzzle thread, the 7/8 is also the same as the thread for this Ninja bonnet. I can't take it off right now because I actually Loctited it on, but you could also use actually the original set screws for the bonnet to lock this into the barrel. So I threaded it together, measured, cut, so that it would fit very nicely inside here. You can see it goes in pretty easy, but it's also not loose, so it doesn't rattle around. And then the only thing left to do was was mark a hole and drill it for the actual, for the catch, for the lock. It works really well. You notice the end there I drilled and tapped a 1/8 plug. And the reason is because, so feeding air through the remote port in this particular FSC, the rear adapter, it actually, even with this valve closed, I was getting it bleeding out the back. So in order to alleviate that problem, again, it's a Ninja bonnet, so it threads right in there. It makes a seal, but obviously the holes were open in it, so, or the end was open in it for the pin, so I just capped it, and now it acts as a plug. So I don't get anything bleeding out the rear as I'm feeding through the remote port. You know, alternately, I could have run a hose down here somehow, you know, I don't know. Your mind is not limited to what it comes up with. So, yeah, I'm gonna shoot it with the 9.9 gram Canada Riot balls, and we'll just see what it does. It's been a little while since I woke this thing up. I've been playing with the Vkssk stuff, so time to show some love. Okay, I had to pause the video there. I realized as I was explaining to you guys, well, my remote port was open, so I just had to quickly throw a 1/8 plug in it there for the video. Otherwise, I would have been a little foolish. But it gave me a chance while I was doing that just to mention, well, I still use this, my Vkssk quick puncture mag. I may toss that in at the end of the video here, just a little shooting, just to show you it still works. Again, though, I'll have to reinstall this in the rear when I do the CO2, just because of that airness leak that I'm getting through this when this valve is closed. Now this, I don't, you know what, it could just be an O-ring in here. I pulled this apart and I lubed it, but I still just get it just weeps through here. So my only answer is just plug it, and it works. So no big deal. Yeah, what are we gonna do here? I'm just gonna use my low pressure bottle. Well, lower pressure bottle. This is just a Tippmann 9CI. 9CI I got from Vkssk, which I think is the exclusive distributor for these 9CIs for whatever reason. Let's test the pressure in it. So this bottle, there you can see it's almost at 3,000, probably like 2,700 or so. Stir this guy up. I always try and keep the oil in the sight line there. So this bottle is 700. Yeah, it's like 825 about. So it's sold as an 800 PSI bottle. What's considered standard is 8 to 850, and I think that's just that number they choose because it can really vary between 800 and 850, and in paintball terms that doesn't really mean much. For LL, yeah, that might be like 2 FPS or something like that as well, so not really a deal breaker. So we'll throw this guy on there, so about 825 PSI. And I got Sorry, 6 rounds of the 9.9 Canada Riot balls in there. Just make sure that guy's closed. Oh, you know what? I haven't put air in this, or I haven't put oil in this marker. And it has been sitting idle for, I don't know, maybe a month or so. So better put a drop in there. Oop, that was more than a drop. Oh well. One thing to note, I know I get a lot of questions sometimes about, you know, leaks from the bottle and stuff. This goes for, this is the FSC, your Vkssk, your M17, anything that has a pin inside. See that pin in there? That is actually what depresses the pin in the bottle. So when you thread these together, when it gets tight, like right there, I actually heard it hiss. So it has depressed that pin, but that's not enough. You need to usually do at least another quarter turn like that. I like to send them all the way. Just personal preference, but at least a quarter turn. That way you know that O-ring on this bottle has made a good seal here. So we are loaded up. Vkssk air chamber, 683 barrel, rifle barrel, and 9.9. So successful air. And we'll do a couple primings. I'll just fire off this mag and then whatever. I'll do the CO2 after, I guess. Oh, safety. There you go, 4. Forgot how loud this thing is. There you go, 4. With the short barrel, she's loud. 310. 310. 310. Whoops. Recoil. Hit the camera. 308. 308. Also forgot how this thing's so consistent. I mean, that's crazy. Like 2 FPS different. Yeah, it's a pretty good spread. And that's it. Bag's empty. So 310. I don't know. That's like around 36 joules or something like that. Not very much, but like I said, this barrel's kind of stinky for those balls. If I put through a 684 smooth in there, it'd probably be around 45 or something like that. And yeah, low bottle pressure. It's only 825. A lot of variables there, but yeah, it's still functioning. No problem after its little rest. So get the residual air out of there so I can remove the tank. All right, when you do that, it's always good just to open this valve. See, there's a little bit of air trapped in there. Before I switch to CO2, won't cause any harm, but for data purposes, I want to make sure it's depleted of all its residual. So I'm just going to thread my barrel. It sounds weird saying barrel, but it is a barrel. But it's my plug also. It's my plug for this. So, and we will load those Riot balls back up. Oh, never mind. You know what I just thought about? Shit, these are 10 grams. I was thinking joules, so probably is around 45 joules. 310, the 9.9. Yeah, I think that's about 45. So that's pretty good then. That's about standard CO2 pressure. So, but now we will do, it's already got, there's your 9.9s. CO2's already in there. Make sure that's closed. And we have a problem. We have a big problem, and you know what that is? I am such a fool. I can't believe I did that. Oh boy, that's a rookie mistake there. I should have known better. Yeah, well, the plug was in because I was running remote air. The tank worked because I was running rear air. CO2 did not work because stupid me realized the solid pin is still in there. Oh boy. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna leave that one in the video because, yeah, it's nice to see some screw ups once in a while, and they do happen. Trust me, more than you think. I do have. Oh, you know what? Nah, I can't do that. Never mind. I do have some fun things I've been working on for the FSC. I'm not even gonna go there. There's a few people know, but when I get it working, we'll see. Gonna be fun.